Students, we are now in part 1 video in new chapter, which is chapter number 6, applications of differentiation. If you see, so far we have seen chapter number 5, differential calculus we have seen. Okay, in this chapter also we are going to differentiate, but we are going to how to differentiate in applications we are going to see. Okay. Now before entering into the topic, we'll see about the introduction of this chapter. Okay. Why we have to know about this chapter, what is the use of this learning this chapter, everything we'll see first, then we'll enter into the topic. Students, if you are going to start a new business means, in that business first based on the demand only you will start one business. Isn't it? Nowadays for what we are having more demand? We are having the demand for sanitizer, mask, like that we are having demand. So based on the demand only we have to start the business. Isn't it? So before starting one business, you have to see based on the demand, the production. Then you have to think whether if we start this business, whether we will attain profit or whether we will attain loss. Everything we have to analyze, then only we have to start the business. Isn't it? So for everything, this chapter will give you the idea about the starting the business. Okay. After starting the business, how to make the order, how to make the supply, everything we will learn in this application of differentiation chapter. Clear, students? Now shall we enter into the topic now? See, I have drawn here two graphs. This is the first topic in your book. If you see, I have drawn in small size. If you see in your book means it will be very clear. I think this is also very clear only. When you are writing in the classwork, you go through your book and you draw it. Now we'll start the session. See, I have drawn here two graphs. See, what is the first graph it shows means it shows the demand curve. Okay, this graph represents the demand curve. Where here x I have written, isn't it? This x is the quantity, x is the quantity and p is the price. Okay, quantity means how much quantity you are ordering, or sometimes we can say it as also output. Okay, we can say it as also output. Price means how much price the each quantity will differ, like that the price will say. Okay, students, if you take, I am going to say one example. If one product cost rupees 2 rupees. We'll take one example. One packet of shampoo costs 2 rupees. Okay, when it is 2 rupees, many people will buy that shampoo, isn't it? Okay, after some days, if you see 2 rupees means everybody will buy, so that the demand of the shampoo we will be having more, because everybody is buying means we don't have the stock, isn't it? Which means we'll be having demand for that shampoo. After few days, if you see the same shampoo, if you increase the price from 2 rupees to 5 rupees, if you are increasing the price means whether you will everybody will buy the same shampoo again? No. Most of you will go for the another product, isn't it? So which means it tells about what? When the price increases, the demand will be decreasing. When the price decreases, the demand will be increasing. It shows, isn't it? So when one is increasing, when one is decreasing. So which means this graph shows it is an inverse variation. I think in 10th standard you have learned about inverse variation. Inverse variation means one will be increasing and another one will be decreasing. Okay, if the packet of the shampoo is 2 rupees, many of them will buy, so that time we will be having demand. Okay, the price is decreasing means the demand will be more. When the packet of the shampoo is increasing the price to 5 rupees, very few will buy. By that time the demand will be decreasing. So this graph that only shows price and quantity of the demand function are in the inverse variation. which means if the price is increased, the demand will be decreased. If the demand is increased, the price will be decreased. Okay, see, it is decreasing. Okay, next, the graph of the demand function lies in the first quadrant. The demand function will be lying in the first quadrant. Okay, angle made by tangent to the demand curve with the respective positive direction of x-axis is always an obtuse angle I have written. See how we have to go angle means in the anti-clockwise direction only you have to go. From the x-axis to the tangent you have drawing the angle, it should be go to the anti-clockwise direction. Okay, now in 10th standard in coordinate geometry you have learned one formula. What formula you have learned? Slope m is equal to tan theta you have learned, isn't it? So, how tan theta will be in obtuse angle means it will be negative. So, only you are writing the last line. Slope of the demand curve is negative. Clear all of you? Clear all of you? The same we have seen out demand curve. The same that side we are going to see about the supply curve. Clear? Now you see the supply curve. This is the X is the supply and T is the price. Okay. Now if you see the supply curve, first see the first point. Price and quantity of supply functions are direct function. Direct function means if the price is increased, then the supply will also be increased. If the supply is increased, then the price will also be increased. Both will be same. Increase, increase. Decrease, decrease. Both will be same. So, only we are saying it is the direct function. Clear? See the second point. The graph of supply function lie on the first quadrant. Whether it is demand curve or supply curve, both will lie in the first quadrant only. Okay? I am written in short form. In book they have given clearly this point. Okay? I will tell you now what they have given. Angle made by a tangent to the supply curve will be positive. Okay, direction of x-axis is always an acute angle. Their demand curve will be obtuse angle and the direction will be anti-clockwise direction, so it will become negative. If you see here, if the tangent curve will be in positive direction, so in acute angle it will be in positive. The last line, therefore the slope of the supply curve is positive. Okay, here tan theta in acute angle will be positive. Clear students about this both the curve? You have to know these are the introduction. Okay. Students, next we are going to see about some standard result. In that first we are going to learn about the cost, which is total cost we are going to learn. Total cost is equal to variable cost plus fixed cost. Your variable cost means the volume of the production. Okay, the volume of the production will vary in the variable cost, whereas this fixed cost will never vary. Okay, total cost is equal to variable cost plus fixed cost, whereas this variable cost will be vary according to the production, whereas fixed cost will never vary, which means the fixed cost will be considered as constant numbers. Okay, constant number only that we will say it as the fixed cost. Okay, so this total cost only I have written here as C of x is equal to f of x plus k. Here f of x is the variable cost where k is the fixed cost. Okay, this will vary according to the production, but this never vary because it is the constant. Okay, can you able to understand? Suppose if 2x cube plus 5x square plus 6x plus 8 is the cost, means in that 2x cube plus 5x square plus 6x is the variable cost, whereas 8 is the fixed cost. Okay, so whether 8 will vary, it will not vary, but up to this vary, it will be varying. Clear? Now we will see the first one, average cost. Average cost is equal to total cost. Total cost is what? C of x divided by x. Students, these results are very important. Only if you are knowing this, we can apply in the exercise. You no need to by heart this. Very simple and very easy. Now listen it carefully. Average cost. Average comes means you have to divide with x. Average cost means you have to see cost divided by x. Cost is nothing but C of x. Next one, average variable cost. So variable cost divided by x. What I told, variable cost means it will be varying according to the production. So 2x cube plus 5x square plus 6x is the variable cost. So you have to, like this, if they are given the question means you are going to divide with x only, this 3 term. Okay, that is the variable cost, because here if you see we are having the variable. Third one, average fixed cost. Average fixed cost is fixed average comes. So I told you fixed cost divided by x you are going to do. Fixed cost is nothing but here what the constant term. What we are having 8 divided by x, like that you have to write. Student, not only for all the problem, it will not, the cost will not be same this. Okay, it will vary. For example, I have written like this. Next one is marginal cost. Before going to marginal cost, we have to know about this graph. Only then for you it will be very easy. If you see the graph, this base, the x-axis is the output and y-axis is the cost. Okay, for x output, the cost will be, C of x. If you are increasing 1 unit output from x to x, 1 unit if you are increasing x plus 1, by that time the cost will be C of x plus 1. Okay, now if you see where the line x plus 1, the output x plus 1, it's meeting at, by that time the cost is C of x plus 1. If you see, this line is meeting beyond the tangent line. Okay, so this place is called the C dash of x, where this C dash of x is called the marginal cost. Clear? Where the C dash of x is called the marginal cost. Since we have to get only up to C of x plus 1. But if you see, this line is going beyond that. So which is the C dash of x, which is the marginal cost. Clear all of you? So marginal cost means you have C dash of x. C dash of x is nothing but you have to differentiate the cost. So d of dx, you have to differentiate the cost with respect to x. That only we are saying it as C dash of x. Okay, marginal average cost. Marginal cost means you have to differentiate the cost. Marginal average cost means you have to differentiate the average cost. Okay, clear all of you? Marginal cost means you have to differentiate the cost. Marginal average cost means you have to differentiate the average cost with respect to x. Clear? Total cost is equal to average cost into output. We are having one result, and the last 7th one is average cost is minimum, means by that time marginal cost will be equal to average cost. Okay, now this is the graph for marginal cost. In that graph itself, I will change and show you for the revenue cost. For that also we are having the some result. Now we will see that. We, after knowing all the result, only we can start the exercise. Only will be easy for that. Next we are going to learn about marginal revenue. See, the first, revenue is equal to, total revenue is equal to P into X, where P is the unit price and X is the number of unit. Okay, X is the number of unit, which is how much unit you are producing. Okay, how much producing you are producing, that is the X. Clear? So total revenue is equal to P into X. If you multiply unit price into number of unit means that is the revenue. Clear? In that we are having average revenue. Average comes means what I told you. You have to divide the revenue with X. That is the average revenue. See, average revenue, if you are dividing with X means, which means revenue you are dividing with X means you will get the again unit price itself. So only we are saying average revenue is equal to price, unit price. Here average revenue is equal to the unit price. Next is marginal revenue. For marginal comes, we have to see that graph. Similarly, if you see the before some standard result, for marginal average cost, we have seen the diagram, isn't it? Now for this also we are going to see the marginal revenue, the graph. Now see the same only what we have seen for the average cost, the graph the same only. For X output, the revenue will be R of X. If you increase 1 unit for X plus 1, the revenue will be R of X plus 1. So since this line has to meet at this tangent line here, but it is going beyond that. So that area we will say it as the marginal revenue, which is R dash of X. Marginal word comes means immediately you think that you have to differentiate. Okay, keep on int. So marginal revenue is nothing but R dash of X. Okay, so now you see a marginal revenue R is equal to, you have to differentiate revenue with respect to X, that is the R dash of X. Next one is marginal. See the word marginal. Marginal means immediately your mind should strike, we have to differentiate. Marginal average revenue means you have to differentiate the average revenue with respect to X. So only I have written AR dash of X. Clear all of you about the marginal revenue? Still one more concept is there. After learning that, we will enter into the exercise. Next concept we are going to learn about elasticity. I think you all come to know that by the term elasticity word itself, isn't it? Elasticity means what? Flexibility, isn't it? So now why we are learning this term in this application of differentiation means we are going to learn about the flexibility of quantity and as well as the price. Okay, in between the difference between the quantity and price flexibility we will be learning in the elasticity topic. Okay, elasticity will be denoted by this notation is called eta. Okay, how we have to say this is the eta. Eta is equal to how the elasticity will be means marginal quantity of y with respect to x divided by average quantity of y with respect to x. I told you previously marginal, if the word comes immediately you have to think differentiation, isn't it? So marginal quantity of y with respect to x means dy by dx divided by average quantity of y with respect to x means average comes means I told you have to divide with x, isn't it? So y by x. So if this denominator part if come to numerator, it will become eta is equal to x by y dot dy into dy by dx is the formula for elasticity. Here in that we are having price elasticity of demand, which is the price elasticity of demand where P is the unit price and X is the demand. Okay, so how the function of this elasticity of demand will be means the elasticity of demand will be with respect to price is defined as eta d. Okay, eta d is nothing but elasticity of demand is equal to minus P by X into dx by dt. Clear? Here next one is price elasticity of supply. The same only here eta s. Eta s means the elasticity of supply is equal to here demand will be negative, supply will be in positive, but same only P by X into dx by dp. Clear students? So now the elasticity is prominently used to assess the change in consumer demand as a result in change in price, which is nothing but we are going to learn the flexibility in between the price and the quantity. Okay, demand and the change in price, everything will be learning in this elasticity topic. Now some important results on the elasticity we are having, which is if eta value is greater than 1, then the quantity demand or supply is said to be elastic. Okay, like this question they will be asking in the exercise. Wait, after finding the eta value, whether you are getting if it is greater than 1, the value means it is elastic. If you are getting the answer is equal to 1, then it is unit elastic. Then if you are getting less than 1 value means eta value, if you are getting like that means the quantity of demand or supply will be inelastic. You have to say like that. Okay, whether it is elastic, whether if you are getting the answer is greater than 1 means you have to write therefore it is elastic. Suppose if you are getting less than 1 means you have to write therefore inelastic. Clear students? Now I have explained all the concept where we are going to use in the exercise 6.1. Okay, clear all of you now? Now we will enter into the exercise 6.1. We are now in exercise 6.1. This is your first question. Okay, say I have written the question from the cost. Still some more lines are there in the before. I'll read now. A firm produces X tons of output at total cost C of x equal to 1 by 10 x cube minus 4x square minus 20x plus 7. Find the first concept is average cost function we have to find. Average variable cost function we have to find. Average fixed cost function we have to find. Fourth one is marginal cost function we have to find. Fifth one is marginal average cost we have to find. Students, now we know the formula for everything, isn't it? Now we'll start the solution. Given the cost is equal to whatever the given as cost 1 by 10x cube minus 4x square minus 20x plus 7 is the cost. First, what we have to find? Average cost function we have to find. AC we have to find. So average comes means I told you have to divide with x. What you have to divide here? You have to divide the cost C divided by x. Cost what they are given in the question. 1 by 10 x cube minus 4x square minus 20x plus 7 is the cost. We are going to divide with x. See how we have to divide with x means this x is common for each term. This term, this term, this term, this term. For everywhere this x is common. So only I have written all divided by x. So you should not cancel this x and only this x. Okay, this x is for all the each term. So how we have to cancel means if you are taking x commonly out, what no need to take common. If you cancel this x, 1x, here 1x, here 1x, here 1x, here 1x. Okay, so each numerator, each x, 1x will be reduced, isn't it? So 1 by 10 x square minus here 1x will be out, no, so that will be cancelled. 4x minus here x will get cancelled to 20 plus here, whether do you have x here? We cannot able to cancel, so that for that term alone you will be having denominator x. Clear what I am saying? So average cost is equal to 1 by 10 x square minus, in all the numerator 1x will be reduced. X cube means x square means x means no x. Here no denominator, no x, so you have to write in the denominator. Clear how we are doing the average cost? Next, average variable cost. Average variable cost means average. So variable cost you have to divide with x. I told you when I am teaching in the concept itself, variable cost means you should not consider the constant term. Till the variable, where we are having the variable, that alone you are going to take. So 1 by 10 x cube minus 4x square minus 20x. You should not take this 7. Here average variable. Variable means where you are having the variable, that terms alone you are going to take. So 1 by 10 from the question, this term, first 3 term are not having variable, so write that alone. So again the same. You are going to divide with x means what? 1 by 10. Here x square will come. Here 1x cancel means 4x. Here 1x cancel means minus 20. Here, so 1 by 10 x square minus 4x minus 20 is the average variable cost. Now, third one is what we have to find, average fixed cost. And I am teaching itself, I have told you fixed cost is nothing but the constant term. Constant term. Okay, now in this question where you are having the constant term, 7 is the constant. So k divided by x, k is nothing but the constant. So constant is 7, so 7 divided by x. Average fixed cost means you have to, average means you have to divide with x. So a fixed cost means that is the constant, so 7 divided by x. Clear? Next, fourth one is marginal cost function we have to find. Marginal, the word marginal comes means what you have to think. You have to think it, you have to differentiate. So I am differentiating the cost. Okay, with respect to x. What is the cost question we have given? 1 by 10 x cube 4x square minus 20x plus 7 is the cost. This equation we are going to differentiate with respect to x. Clear? Now what we have learned in chapter 5 differential calculus. That concept we will be applying here. Okay, that very simple concept, basic concept we have what we have learned. D by dx of x power n means what? N into x power n minus 1. Isn't it? So x cube, if you differentiate, what you will be getting? I will write an example. 3 into x3 minus 1. So we can write 3 into x square. Okay, clear? Now you have become very familiar. So you should not write like this step for here and all. Okay, you can directly go for this 3x cube. If I say, immediately you have to say 3x square. What is the differentiation of x cube means 3x square. What is the differentiation of x power 7 means 7x power 6. Like that you have to say. Now 1 by 10 I am writing this 3x square minus this 2 if come this side 4 into 2 x power 2 minus 1 is 1 minus 20x x if you differentiate we will get 1 so 20 into 1 7 constant 7 is the constant if you differentiate we will get 0 so 3x square by 10 4 2s are 8x minus 20 this is the marginal cost value. Clear? Now, fifth one is marginal average cost. Marginal means we have to differentiate. What we have to differentiate? Average cost we have to differentiate. Average cost we are having the answer here. Okay, this answer we are going to differentiate. So, d by dx of average cost. D by we are going to differentiate the average cost with respect to x. So average cost, this is the answer we are having. This full expression we are going to differentiate with x. Now 1 by 10 you have to write as such. X square means 2x power 1. 4x means 4 into 1 when you are differentiating. Okay, 4 into 1. So 4 into 1 is 4. 20 is the constant. So if we are differentiating 20 we will get 0. See here plus 7 by x. Here we are having the x in the denominator. So 1 by x if we differentiate this concept everything we have seen in the chapter 5 itself. And here I will recall that 1 by x means how can we write x inverse of 1? X power minus 1 we can write. So if you are differentiating this x power minus 1 means minus 1 x power minus 1 minus 1. So minus 1 x power minus 2. So minus 1 this x power minus 2 have come with denominator x square. So I will not do this calculation for all the problem. If I say differentiation of 1 by x, immediately without this step you have to say minus 1 by x square. Clear? Differentiation of 1 by x answer is what? Minus 1 by x square. We will go directly. Hereafter we will not see this calculation. Okay. Now differentiation of here 1 by x is there. So for that if you differentiate we are getting 7 into minus 1 by x square. So 2 in 10 if we cancel x by 5 minus 4 minus 7 divided by x square. Clear students all of you the first question? Students, now if you see the second question, the same only you are going to find. Okay, if they say marginal cost, immediately what you have to do? You have to differentiate the cost. If they say marginal average cost, you are going to differentiate the average cost. Okay, now if you see the second problem, they have given the marginal cost and output they will be giving. So output is nothing but they will give you some value. Wait, I will tell you what is the value they have given. If you see the second question, average cost when output is 10 unit. So where we are having average cost, this is our average cost. For this cost they have given 10 units. See students, now I am explaining the second question. Why I am explaining the second question means you are going to do as homework. Okay, I am giving example now how to do that second problem. See, now the second question, average cost when the output is 10 unit they are given. So, output is 10 unit means after finding the average cost, you have x equal to 10. Output is nothing but x. So, wherever you are having x, you have to put 10 and you have to find the answer. That is the difference between first question and second question. Okay, in the first question we are having only the cost. In the second question we have given the output value. We are going to substitute in that question only. Clear all of you the first question? Yes, next we will see the third question. Next in exercise 6.1 we are going to see the third question. See what they have given in the question means revenue function R and cost function C. Okay, they have given both the function in one question. Revenue function they have given us 14x minus x square and cost function is x into x square minus 2. Okay, with this we have to find the average cost function, marginal cost function, average revenue function and marginal revenue function we have to find. Okay, now average first we have to find is average cost function. Average comes means you have to divide with x. You have here average cost they are given, so cost you are going to divide with x. Okay, now what is the cost they are given in the question? X into x square minus 2. Now we are going to take this x inside. So x into x square is x cube, x into 2 is 2x. Okay, now average cost is equal to cost divided by x is equal to x cube minus 2x divided by x. So in the numerator here also x we are having common, so take that x. Otherwise without this step you can write directly this step also because 1x will go here and 1x will go here. So x square minus 2 is the average cost answer. Clear? Now the second question is marginal cost function. Marginal. I told you marginal if comes you have to differentiate. What you have to differentiate? You have to differentiate the cost function. Okay. So d by dx of cost is equal to d by dx of, we are differentiating the cost function with respect to x. Okay. The cost function we are having is x cube minus 2x is our cost. So x cube minus 2x, this we are going to differentiate with respect to x. X cube if you differentiate what we will get? Immediate answer I need. X cube if you differentiate what we will get? We will get 3x square. So 3x square. 2x if you differentiate x will become 1. So only 2 is the answer. Clear? Third subdivision is average revenue. Average they are given. What we have to do? Average means you have to divide with x. What we have to divide with x? Revenue you have to divide with x. Revenue they have given 14x minus x square. So this answer you are going to divide with x. Okay. I think you don't want this step. Anyhow you write this. For further problems we will skip this step. Okay, why I am telling you is from this x one term, in this term x will go, in this one x will go. So we can write directly. Otherwise I have written here x commonly out. So 14 minus x will be in the bracket divided by x. X cancel means 14 minus x. How can you write directly? Here 1x, x6 is cancelled. So 14 here 1x, 1x means 14 minus x. You can write directly also. Okay, now fourth subdivision is marginal revenue function. Marginal. Wherever you are coming through this word marginal, immediately you have to differentiate. What you have to differentiate? Marginal revenue. So we have to differentiate revenue with respect to x. Okay, what is the revenue they have given? 14x minus x square. That you are going to differentiate with respect to x. So 14 into x. X if you differentiate we will get 1. So 14 into 1 is 14. X square if you differentiate 2x. Okay, 2x power 1 you will get 1, you don't need to represent. It is understood that we are having 1. So 14 minus 2x is the answer. That's all. The third problem is over. Clear all of you? Next we'll see. Next we are going to do the fifth question. See, in fifth question, the same model you are going to do the fourth question also. Fourth question is very easy question. In fourth question also we are going to find the elasticity of demand. How we are doing the fifth question, the same model only are going to do. So fourth question is homework. Students, next we are going to see the fifth question. Fourth question is your homework, the same as like the fifth question. How I am doing, the same model you are going to do. In fourth question also we have to find the elasticity of demand only. Okay, now we'll start the fifth question. See, I have written in the key words in the question. Full question you have to refer the book only. Clear? Find the elasticity of demand. Okay, I am reading the full question, fifth question. Now listen it. Find the elasticity of demand in terms of x. Okay, for the following demand laws and find and also find the output x where elasticity is equal to unity. Students, what we are saying the question is we have to find the elasticity of demand. Okay, also we have to find the output x value we have to find. How we are going to find means they have given where elasticity of demand is equal to unity they have given. Okay, so elasticity of unity means we have seen three concepts. Isn't it? When it is greater than 1, it is elastic. When it is equal to 1, it is unit. Okay, unity we have done. When it is less than 1, it is inelastic. We have learned three concepts in elasticity. Isn't it? So based on that only we are going to do. Now we'll start the solution. Now before going to start the solution, do you know what is elasticity of demand formula? Yes, what is the elasticity of demand formula? Eta D is equal to minus P by X into dx by dP. What is the formula for elasticity of demand? Say one more time. Minus P by X into dx by dP. This is our formula. So, for formula, what are the values we need? We are having the P value. Yes, x we will divide. Do you have dx by dp? Differentiation of x with respect to P value we are having? We are not having. First, we are going to find that. Okay, what they have given in the question is P is equal to A minus Bx the whole square they are given. Okay, now I am differentiating P with respect to X. I am going to differentiate. So, I am writing here dP by dx. Okay, is equal to what formula I am applying here? 2 is coming before a minus bx, 2 minus 1. So, d by dx of x power n is equal to n into x power n minus 1. That formula we are applying here. Okay, if you need, I will write in this side. So, I have written the formula d by dx of x power n is equal to n into x power n minus 1. Based on this formula only we are differentiating. So, 2 into a minus bx, 2 minus 1 into inner bracket, inner function you have to differentiate one more time. Isn't it? This concept, everything we have learned in chapter 5. Isn't it? Yes, inner concept we are going to differentiate with respect to x. So, d by dx of this inner bracket alone you have to differentiate. Clear now? Now what I am going to do is, see this 2 a minus bx, 2 minus 1 is 1. So if you differentiate d by dx of a is the constant, so you will get 0. Next, d by dx of bx means x, if you differentiate we will get 1. So b into 1 is b only. Okay, see I have written d by dx of a is 0, d by dx of bx answer is b. Clear? So 0 minus b is what? Minus b. So 2 into this minus b into a minus bx. Everything in multiplication only. So I am multiplying 2 into minus b into a minus bx. That is the differentiation of p with respect to x. Okay. Now only we are entering into the question. What we have to find? Elasticity of demand. Elasticity of demand, eta d we have to find. What is the formula? Minus p by x into dx by dp. Now you notice here we have found dp by dx, but in the formula we are having dx by dp, which means what we have to do? We have to do the reciprocal. So if dx by dp, so this side also you have to do reciprocal. Reciprocal in the sense in denominator nothing is there, means here 1 you have to consider. So that 1 if it goes up and this will come to the new denominator. Isn't it? So now minus p price what we have given, a minus bx the whole square divided by this x into dx by dp means you have to do the reciprocal. So minus, this minus I have written the numerator, minus 1 divided by 2b into a minus bx. Clear? Here a minus bx whole square we are having, in the down we are having a minus bx is only 1. So if you cancel this, here one more a minus bx will be left. isn't it? Then that minus here one minus, so it will becoming plus a minus bx divided by x into 2b is 2bx. So elasticity of demand eta d is equal to a minus bx divided by 2bx. How we are getting in the numerator a minus bx, all of you are clear? Because here 2a minus bx, here 1a minus bx. So 1 is getting cancelled, means remaining 1 will be that a minus bx. Here in the question, if you see, when the elasticity of demand is equal to unity, they have given. So what is given? Elasticity of demand eta d equal to unity. Unity means 1. Okay, so what is elasticity of demand? Answer we are having now. A minus bx divided by 2bx we are having is equal to 1. Next step, what I am doing? I am doing the cross multiplication. Okay, a minus bx into 1 into 2bx is 2bx. I am making x all one side. So 2bx, if this come this side, 1 bx. Here also bx, here also bx. So here before bx we are having 2, here nothing is there, means it is understood that we are having 1. So 2 plus 1 is 3bx. What we have to find in the question? We have to find the output x value we have to find. So keep the so I am writing it 3bx is equal to a. So output x alone you keep it in left side. Remaining you bring it down. So a x is equal to a divided by 3b. Okay, a divided by 3b is the output x. Clear all of you the fifth question? Yes. The same order only you are going to do the sixth problem also as homework. Because in sixth question they are given elasticity of supply. Okay, elasticity of supply, elasticity of demand. What is the difference? Elasticity of demand we will be having here in this formula minus, but in elasticity of supply we will not have this minus. But the concept is same only. So you are going to do that. Elasticity of supply, that sixth question you are going to do as homework. Now we'll see the seventh question. Friends, now we are going to see the seventh question. Before going to seventh question, we will see the note. Okay, why we are going to learn this note means, see the relationship among marginal revenue, average revenue and elasticity of demand. Formula is marginal revenue equal to average revenue into 1 minus 1 divided by eta d, which is nothing but elasticity of demand. Okay, in the question they are giving the elasticity of demand curve and they were asking you to find the marginal revenue, means by that time we can use this formula. Clear all of you? Clear? Now, since we know average revenue and the price are same, isn't it? So in the place of average revenue, you can use price also. Okay, in the question, they are given average revenue, means you write this formula. In the question, they have given price, means instead of average revenue, you use P. Clear the formula? Clear? Now, from this formula, they have derived elasticity of demand also. What does that mean? Average revenue divided by average revenue minus marginal revenue. Okay, based on this only we will do the exercise problem. So marginal revenue is equal to price into 1 minus 1 divided by eta d. Clear? Now this formula only we are going to apply in the seventh question. Now we will see the seventh question. See, I have written very short. I will read the question fully. The demand curve of a commodity. Okay, the demand curve. Where we will have demand, we will have either elasticity of demand. Okay, demand curve of a commodity is given by price P equal to 50 minus x divided by 5. Find the marginal revenue for any output x and also find the marginal revenue at x equal to 0 and x equal to 25. We have to find the value. Clear? First they are given the demand curve price they are given, which means we have to find elasticity of demand first. Okay, now elasticity of demand, why we are finding means, because in the question they are asking to find the marginal revenue. What is the marginal revenue formula? So price into, okay, in this question we should not put a or average revenue. You should not put because we are not having average revenue value. So you have to put price into 1 minus 1 divided by eta d. This formula we are going to apply in the 7th question. So for this eta d, elasticity of demand value we need in this formula, isn't it? So first we will find this elasticity of demand eta d value, then we will apply in the formula. Clear all of you why we are finding first itself eta d? Because in the question we have to find marginal revenue. So for marginal revenue we are having the formula as price into P into 1 minus 1 divided by eta d. So for this eta d value we are finding the first. Clear? Now price P equal to 50 minus x divided by 5. Okay, you all know eta d, for eta d we are having another formula. Elasticity of demand we are having another formula. What is the elasticity of demand formula? Minus P by x into dx by dp. Isn't it? So P equal to 50 minus x divided by 5 is the price they have given. We have to differentiate this with respect to x. See, 50 by 5 we can write separately, minus x divided by 5 we can write separately. Why means to show the differentiation easy. See, 50 divided by 5 is constant, fully constant, it will become 10, 10 is constant, so fully it will become 0. So d by dx of x by 5 means x, if we differentiate we will get 1, so answer is 1 by 5. So only I have written, if we differentiating this fully, what answer I am getting? dp by this side, dp by dx is equal to, here minus 1 by 5 only we are getting, so minus 1 by 5. Clear? But in elasticity of demand we will having minus P by x into dx by dp only we are having the formula, isn't it? So for this dp by dx, if you reciprocal it, what we will get? We will get minus 5. Now we are applying in this formula is equal to price what they have given. Formula is P by x into dx by dp. Price is what? 50 minus x divided by 5 divided by x into dx by dp, answer is minus 5. Okay, now elasticity of demand eta d is equal to minus 50 minus x divided by 5. Here no denominator means it is understood here 1 is there. So it will become 1 by x into minus 5. 5 will get cancelled, 50 minus x divided by x. Clear? Now only we are entering into the what to find, we are going to find that. Okay, now what to find? We have to marginal revenue we have to find. What is the formula for that marginal revenue? Marginal revenue is equal to price into 1 minus 1 divided by eta d. Clear? Price P into 1 minus 1 divided by elasticity of demand. So now price we know 50 minus x divided by 5. Bracket 1 minus 1 divided by elasticity of demand eta d, what value we are having? 50 minus x divided by x. Clear? So the next step, this will become reciprocal. So 50 minus x divided by 5 as such, 1 minus, if this goes up, x divided by 50 minus we will be having. The next step what we are doing? We are doing the cross multiplication. 50 minus x into 1 is 50 minus x. 1 into x is x. 1 into 50 minus x is 50 minus x. Clear? Now this 50 minus x and this 50 minus x will get cancelled. Will you able to understand it? Wait, I will cancel and show you now. This 50 minus x and this 50 minus x we are getting cancelled. Here we are doing the cross multiplication. Clear? Now 50 minus x means minus 2x divided by this 5. Clear? Now we have got marginal revenue answer. Okay. Now from this marginal revenue at x equal to 0 and x equal to 5 we have to find. So when x equal to 0, if you substitute in the marginal revenue value, 50 minus 2 into 0 by 5. 2 into 0 is 0. So 50 by 5 is 10. When x equal to 0, the marginal revenue is 10. Okay, when x equal to 25, you substitute 50 minus 2 into 25 is 50. 50 minus 50 is 0. So 0 if you are dividing with 5, you will get 0. When x equal to 25, the marginal revenue we are getting answer as 0. Clear all of you the 7th question? Yes. Students, next we will see the ninth question. Show that marginal revenue is equal to P, price 1 minus 1 divided by eta D, elasticity of demand. Okay, what we have to prove means marginal revenue value is equal to the value of this full. Both the value, LHS and RHS, you have to get the same value. We have to prove. Okay, now see, for the demand function, P is equal to 400 minus 2x minus 3x square. Okay, where P is the unit price and X is the quantity demand they are given. Students, now see the question, whether they are given marginal revenue value in the question? No. Whether they are given elasticity of demand value? No. Everything we are going to find from this price P. Okay, they are given the what is the unit price P value they are given. So with that we are going to find what is marginal revenue, what is elasticity of demand, everything we are going to find, and then only finally we are going to say LHS is equal to RHS. See, this is not a full problem. Only last step, still some steps are there. So I have written the page number. According to the page number, you write the classwork. Okay. Shall we start the solution? Yes. What they have given price, student 9th and 10th questions are very important. 5 mark. So how I am doing the 9th question, the same model, everything same model. You are going to do the 10th sum homework. Both 9th and 10th are very important. Listen it carefully. Price P equal to 400 minus 2x minus 3x square we are given in the question. Okay. First we need the left hand side value. What is the left hand side? We are having marginal revenue. Okay. Marginal revenue if you need means first you have to know what is revenue value you need. Isn't it? You have to know what is revenue value. So what is the formula for revenue? Unit price into X. X is what? Unit price into quantity. If you multiply, that is equal to revenue, you know. When we are seeing the introduction, we have that time I have explained this. Isn't it? So from this we can find the revenue. Revenue is equal to unit price is what P value is 400 minus 2x minus 3x square into X. Okay, the next step we are taking the X inside. So 400 into X is 400, 2 and 2 and 2 into X, then this into X. Okay, everything I am multiplying with X. So 400 into X is 400x minus 2x square minus 3x cube. Okay, now we have got revenue value. With this, how can you find the marginal revenue? Marginal, I told you, if the word marginal comes, immediately you have to differentiate. So we have to differentiate this revenue with respect to X. Okay, so d by dx of this full term I am writing inside. This we are going to differentiate. The next step, if you see 400x, x if you differentiate 1, so 400 into 1 is 400. 2 into x square, we are having x square, if you differentiate 2x power 1 you will get, isn't it? So 2 into 2x power 1. Already we are having 1 2. Then minus 3. X cube if you differentiate 3 into x square, isn't it? So 3 into x square. So marginal revenue equal to 400 minus 2 2s are 4x, 3 3s are 9x square. Marginal revenue is we have got. Okay, now we have got the left hand side. Now keep this value in the mind. What value you have got? 400 minus 4x minus 9x square we have got. Okay, now we'll move on. Now left hand side we have got. Next we have to find the right hand side now. For that we know price. Okay, we need now elasticity of demand value. So what is the elasticity of demand value? What is the formula for elasticity of demand? Minus P by X dx by dt. For that we have to know dx by dp value we need. So that value we will find before itself. Okay, we know P value, price, unit price value we know. 400 minus 2x minus 3x square is the unit price value. From this, if you differentiate P with respect to X means we will get dp by dx. So d by dx of this price 400 minus 2x minus 3x square. 400 if you differentiate 0. 2x if you differentiate 2 into 1 is 2. 3x square if you differentiate 3 into 2 into x power 1. X square if you differentiate 2 into x power 1. So what answer you are getting from this? Minus 2 minus 6x. So in both the term minus is common and as well as 2 is also common. So take that minus 2 out. Then what will be inside? 1 plus 3x. Multiply and see, minus 2 into 1 is minus 2. Minus 2 into plus 3 is minus 6x. Clear? Now in the formula we need dx by dt value only. So but we are having dp by dx. So to make it dx by dp, what we have to do? We have to do reciprocal. So if you reciprocal, what this will become? Come to denominator, minus 1 divided by 2 into 1 plus 3x. Here now we have got dx by dp value. We know what is p. Now we are going to find the elasticity of demand value. Okay. Now we know elasticity of demand function formula is theta d is equal to minus p by x dx by dp. Okay. What is p price? They have given 400 2x minus 3x square divided by x into dx by dp value is minus 1 divided by 2 into 1 plus 3x. See, here one minus and here one minus. So minus it will become plus. So in the numerator 400 minus 2x minus 3x square divided by 2 into x is 2x, 1 plus 3x. Clear? Now this is the elasticity of demand value. Okay. Now in this only we have to prove, isn't it? In that we are having 1 divided by eta d we are having. So I am writing 1 divided by eta d value is what? This. So I am writing in the denominator because eta d is in denominator. So I am writing that in denominator. So what it will become? For division, if you are having another division fraction means it will become reciprocal. So this is going to numerator and this is the denominator. 2x into 1 plus 3x divided by 400 minus 2x minus 3x. This is the 1 divided by eta d value. Clear all of you? Up to this all of you are clear. Next in the page number 2 we are going to say LHS is equal to RHS we are going to say. Okay, for this you are going to erase these two side. Now you keep it in mind the marginal value alone because then only you can understand what is the left hand side. Okay, I am going to erase this. We will see the continuation. So far we have got what is the value? 1 divided by eta d is equal to 2x into 1 plus 3x divided by 400 minus 2x minus 3x square. We are up to this only we have found. Isn't it in page number 1? Students, in page number 1, what is the marginal value we have got? 400 minus 4x minus 9x square. Mark that as equation 1. I have left it to put equation 1. You write when you are writing in the classwork. Okay, that is our equation 1, that is our left hand side. Now we are going to prove the right hand side. Now what is the right hand side they have given in the question? P into 1 minus 1 divided by eta d. So unit price value, the question is what? 400 minus 2x minus 3x square. 1 minus 1 divided by eta d value. See down what we are having? 2x into 1 plus 3x divided by 400 minus 2x minus 3x square. Now if you see here, whether do you have denominator here for 1? We are not having. So you consider there 1 and we have to do the cross multiplication. Okay, we are doing here what? Cross multiplication. See, I have done the cross multiplication. What you will get? 1 into 400 minus 2x minus 3x square is this. 1 into, when you are taking, I am taking this 2x inside. Minus 2x into 1 is minus 2x. Minus 2x into 3x is minus 6x square. Divided by 1 into this is 400 minus 2x minus 3x square. Now you see this denominator and this numerator are same, so we can cancel because both are in divide, so we can get cancelled. Okay, this and this we can get cancelled. Afterwards if you see 400 minus minus 2x is minus 4x, minus 3x minus 6x is minus 9x square. Clear? So now what value we have got in the RHS part? 400 minus 4x minus 9x square. Clear? Now, will you able to understand from this step to this step? See here, this is in this and this term are in between multiplication. So we can easily cancel this term. So in between what we are having 400 minus 2x is minus 4x. Then minus 3 minus 6 is minus 9x square. Clear? So marginal revenue is equal to, what is the value we are having in equation 1? 400 minus 4x minus 9x square. What is the right hand side, what value we are having? 400 minus 4x minus 9x square. From 1 and 2 we can say that marginal revenue is equal to P into 1 minus 1 divided by eta D. Clear all of you this ninth question? Student, this question is very easy and very important question. Based on this ninth question, you are going to do the 10th question homework. Okay, you know what are the problems homework in exercise 6.1 up to 1 to 10 problems we have completed. Okay, 10th problem we are going to do as homework. Okay, now we are completing this session part 1 in chapter 6. Remaining problems we will continue in the part 2 session. Thank you, students.